Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to Duality 7X. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your host Shiraz. I want to talk about Sami Zayn. Yes, guys, Sami Zayn, most of you are aware, pulled off probably one of the biggest upsets in WWE history at the Night of Champions, and he did it against perhaps some of the biggest obstacles in his way. He defeated not only Gunther, but he defeated Cody Rhodes. Guys, this is a first ever for the WWE. It happened in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Night of Champions. This is absolutely mind-blowing stuff, guys. You know, people say Sami pulled off probably one of the biggest upsets in WWE history. I say he pulled off probably one of not only one of the biggest upsets, but probably one of the most emotional ones as well too, because he didn't just win a title. He won the WWE Modern World Heavyweight Wrestling Entertainment Championship title, guys. And you know, there's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to unpack. There's politics, there's red tape, there's the upper echelon tier, the brass that controls the WWE and its ecosystem, their links to TKO Holdings, affiliation, shall I say, WWE, the UFC, Dana. I mean, it goes on and on and on. TKO Holdings, Turkey Al Sheikh, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season. You have to climb up a mountain, and then once you hit the top of the mountain, you got to climb another mountain just to be able to say that you're the WWE champion of the world. This is about a guy who's had nothing but patience, fortitude, and loyalty. Sami could have easily departed the WWE on many occasions. He could have left for the other brand. He could have left for AEW. He could have left to TNA. He could have done his own thing. He could have just left wrestling altogether. But Sami stuck it out. He stuck it out. And I mean, there's a lot of tribute that's coming in from Becky Lynch, from his friend Kevin Owens, from other champions, current, former champions, people that he's wrestled with, people in the locker room. There's nothing but tribute pouring in for Sami, because this is, again, one of those accolades that he can proudly put on the wall to say that he did it. He did it. And he did it with success. I mean, this is a guy that fans stood behind week in, week out. All right. They never stopped believing in Sami. Sami never stopped believing in himself. And finally, he's getting his moment after 24 long years in the sport of professional wrestling. He's hit the highest, a pinnacle, the highest of peaks in his career, to say that he is now officially crowned the WWE champion. I mean, Night of Champions was historic. I mean, it was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and I, for one, thought it was just going to be another event. We're going to see Sami come out there. He's going to get cheered on for sure by the fans. The fans love Sami out there, and he's going to do his thing. But I mean, you got to climb not one mountain, but two mountains. You got Cody, you got Gunther. Like, how do you even beat two of these guys in the same night? It's near to impossible. I mean, if you were a betting man, I don't know how many people would have won that bet. Okay. But now, after the fog is cleared, Sami can raise his hand with the belt to say he's the new undisputed WWE champion. And guys, the crowds loved it. They exploded. And honestly, it felt like one of those very, very rare wrestling moments that you're just going to continue to remember. It's going to be burned and etched into your memory. These are one of those moments that we could talk about years from now. Hey, remember when Sami held the belt? Sami won the belt, sorry, at Night of Champions in Saudi, and what an accomplishment that was. People will never forget this moment. And I'll tell you one other person who'll never forget this moment. That's Sami Zayn. Now, wrestling has a new biggest star, and it's about the right story, guys. It couldn't get any better. WWE cracked the code once again. And look, for anyone who's been following Sami's career, this moment paints a little bit differently. Uh, let me explain as I sip on my tea. You like that cup? You know, speaking of cups, if you like cups, check out the Duality 7X cup in the store. Now that's a cup. So, as I mentioned, Sami's been wrestling in so many different, like 24 long years, guys. He's been wrestling in professional wrestling. He's gone through like various of independent outfits, you know, promotions, El Generico. Like, I mean, you guys probably, you probably don't know that one, but I mean, he spent a lot of years just grinding and toiling away, all over the world before signing, before coming to the WWE back in 2013, and then NXT, and then look, that after that it was just nothing but an incredible match after another. Years and years, honestly, he's been just kind of grinding away. Probably one of the most consistent and entertaining performers on the roster. And you know what? Look, despite all the pains, the grains, the highs and lows, and mostly lows for Sami's career, and I say that respectfully because he's been trying so hard to just even become like a main eventer and to get an opportunity at a championship. And he's been there before, but he never got the victory. But this time it just feels all too much more sweet because you know, for a guy who's just been grinding away his entire life to reach the pinnacle of his career now, to reach the top of the mountain, it's there's probably no better feeling, right? I mean, congratulations, congratulations, Sami. You deserve it. But now things are gonna get super, super interesting. And look, I don't even think people know how significant of a moment this actually is, or the magnitude of what we're talking about. But you know, on the flip side, not only is Sami, you know, one of those beloved guys in the back, you know, in the back of the locker room, who's got the opportunity now to hold the WWE Championship belt and to be crowned as WWE Champion, but he's also the first Muslim world champion in WWE history. And that's important because that's never happened before, right? Fans around the world, you know, especially in the Middle East, can be proud to say, hey, you know what? Congratulations. You know, Sami was able to do it. He did it, and now hopefully he defends that title with a lot of heart and legacy. And I mean, I expect nothing less from Sami Zayn. Now, as people rejoice around the world and enjoy this moment, and rightfully so, you know, there are a lot of people in the locker room who want a piece of Sami. Okay. And the fact that he's holding probably one of the most coveted titles around his waist, you can rest assured that there's a lot of fighters, a lot of wrestlers who are gonna love for the opportunity to just take that title right off his waist, because they're gonna look at Sami, and I'm not trying to undermine his capability or his skill sets or what he brings to the table or his heart. Okay, he's got so much heart. But there are probably a lot of people who think Sami might be an easier route to the title as opposed to going through OTC, Roman Reigns. So that's going to be interesting, guys. The crowd was electric. The people, I'm sure, behind their television screens watching around the world were just as, you know, electric and excited, you know, for Sami. I mean, there was genuine emotion that came out. And look, I mean, let's talk about his the guys he beat. Let's talk about Cody, right? Cody Rhodes. I mean, this title change just becomes so much more dramatic, so much more interesting now, because there's a lot of questions now. There's a lot of questions that people are going to start to ask. And if they're not already asking, I'm sure they are. I mean, Cody has been positioned as one of the faces of the WWE. He is definitely one of the faces of the WWE for a long time now, for a long time. So for a face of the World Wrestling Entertainment to lose their championship title will tell you a lot. I mean, that tells you that Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, the upper brass, of WWE felt that this is the best and the most that this is probably the best time right now, and it is Sammy's time, and that's extremely special, because when you have your promotion behind you, that tells you a lot about where you are in your career and what people think of you. This wasn't a random decision, people. Believe me, this planning goes pretty deep, and it goes a long, long way. All right. And things are not done in the WWE like a fluke. They don't just throw whatever to the wall, whatever sticks. There's calculated, strategic planning that goes into all this, right? So the WWE understands that fans love a good underdog. They like to connect with underdogs, and the connect with Sammy is quite authentic, and there may not be more authentic baby faces in the company other than than Sami Zayn. I'm saying that respectfully, but I mean, Sammy's a real dude, man. He's got heart power. You can't ever measure the heart of a champion, because it's just impossible. There's certain things that champions do a little extra, that over and above everyone else, which is another reason, hence why they're champions, championship material. It's a whole different level all to itself. And although the difference between your number one, number two contenders and a champion might be razor thin sharp, there's still that extra edge that champions have, and Sammy has it. So this, I believe, is exactly what the WWE is looking for. They've decided this is what they want. And the question now comes down to, is because fans, including myself, are going to be asking, what happens next? Well, winning the championship is one thing. Staying on top as a champion, defending your championship is another. That's where the real battle is going to begin. Because the second you become champion, people are going to rally around you, including your enemies. They're going to love you. They're going to praise you. They're going to put you above their shoulders. They're going to eat with you. They're going to parade with you. And then the honeymoon's over. And you wake up in the morning and you're like, holy crap, I'm the WWE champion of the world. And all of a sudden, all those same people who were around you, who celebrated with you, who pumped you up, who praised you, who ate with you, who paraded with you, those are the same people who are going to be gunning for your championship title. And it's not personal, it's just business. So winning the championship is one thing, defending as a champion is another. And look, I mean, the promos that are going to be cut are going to be absolutely crucial. Every match now is going to matter a little bit more. Every storyline is going to get a little bit more scrutinized. So the question now is, does the WWE, will they see Sami as a transitional champion or the centerpiece of SmackDown moving forward? Because now they're in a pivotal moment of this new era, the Sami Zayn era. And now Sami's going to have to work a little extra hard to be able to continue to prove to the upper brass of the WWE that he is championship material and they made the right choice. So I personally hope that that's what happens. I think Sami has earned his opportunity. He's more than just a feel-good story, guys. I mean, he did a real run, for the championship, and judging by the reaction around the world, I think fans agree. I think this was the right choice to be made. And even after the match, I was kind of alluding to earlier, a lot of his fellow wrestlers kind of chimed in. Becky Lynch, who's been very close to Sami Zayn, good friends. She posted a very emotional message saying that she was crying tears of joy for Sami, and that this moment was well deserved, right? I mean, that's probably, I mean, that's so deep. That just shows the camaraderie between these fellow athletes. And I mean, being on the road for as long as they do, knowing one another, and traveling together, going on road trips together, and driving to the arenas and all of that. I mean, it's not an easy task. Being a WWE superstar is not easy by any stretch, and you're working full time around the clock, right? And then Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, one of Sami's best friends, longtime best friends. They both came into the business. They both came into the WWE together. They're both Canadians. Kevin Owens, he's been sidelined, as most of you are aware, for over a year, I think about 15 months now. And he admitted that he's missing Sami's title win because that was the moment that he really wishes he could be a part of, and he could be there to celebrate with Sami and his success. And his message was incredible, right? I mean, he talked about how Sami has brought out the best in him, both as an ally and as a rival, and that Sami becoming WWE champion was inevitable because when you're that good for that long, eventually you become undeniable, right? And honestly, that's probably the most perfect thing that Kevin Owens could say, because that sums it up. Sami Zayn is probably undeniably the best champion right now. So, congratulations again. I mean, that sums up Sami's entire career. Kevin did such a great job. Becky Lynch as well too. I mean, look, he's not your typical face. I get it. Some people are going to be chiming in and saying, you know what, they could have chosen somebody else. But if you're just basing everything on looks, on style, on appeal, that's one thing. Sami is a wrestler, and he's a damn good one as well too. And he never ever cries about taking on, like, he takes on every fight like a challenge, you know? He doesn't cry about fighting guys who are probably beneath him or guys who are above him. I mean, if he had to fight Obafemi tomorrow, I'm sure Sami would do it. Right? This is the guy who's 24 long years as a professional wrestler, who, if you want to sum it up, he ultimately proved everybody wrong each and every single night, every single week in, week out, year after year. All he's been doing is proving people wrong, proving that he deserves to be in the WWE roster. He deserves to be talent. He deserves to be respected. Right? And now he's holding the biggest, most coveted award that the WWE could honor its athletes, and that's the WWE Championship. That's it. And this now creates a bigger question, because could this become one of Triple H's defining decisions as head of creative? Because if Sami goes on to have a successful title reign, people are going to look back at the Night of Champions as the night WWE fully embraced storytelling over predictability. That's important, because there's been a lot of debate about that as of recent. And I'm pretty sure the WWE is reading and watching everything that we are as well. And occasionally they like to flip the script on people to shock things up so that it doesn't become predictable, right? And as the night, like, you got to understand, like, the WWE has invested a lot of effort and time into developing these folks, right? So night after night, these guys are going to come out there to try to entertain the masses, entertain the crowds like they do. But this time around, I think the WWE got it right, right? And definitely one of wrestling's biggest underdogs. But now he's the crown champion, and that's amazing, right? And he's a star. He is, you know. He's not the biggest athlete. He's not the most flamboyant, most charismatic, but he has what it takes. He had what a lot of wrestlers sometimes don't have, and that's heart power. All right. He stayed the long game. He stayed true. He stayed loyal to the brand, and he got rewarded. Very few wrestlers in the world can say they've done the same, right? So look, I mean, he could have quit after like 10 years, 12 years, 18 years, 20 years, saying that WWE is not going to give him a fair shake. They're not going to give him a title run. But no, he kept at it, guys. He kept at it. And I truly feel that Sami can carry SmackDown. 100%. I mean, I think the WWE right now has a magical opportunity to create something very special, memorable, so long as they commit to it. And I think this could be a new era of exciting times. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the sport analysis, guys. Please smash a like and subscribe. Hit the hype button. Try to like this as many times as you can, so the more likes we get, the more YouTube will pump this video out to everyone else as well. And stay tuned for more combat sports talk and discussions. We're here. We post every other day. All right. And look, Sami Zayn's championship victory wasn't just another title change, guys. It's a reward for perseverance, a reward for loyalty, and a reminder that sometimes the best stories in wrestling are the ones that take years to finish. That's not just wrestling, guys. That's combat sports. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts, your comments. Did the WWE make the right decision? Did they make the right call by putting the championship on Sami Zayn? And how long should his title reign last? Let me know, guys, below, because this one is going to divide wrestling fans far and wide. I can't wait to hear your thoughts and comments. Guys, the pleasure was all mine. I look forward to catching you guys in the next one.